Unmuted. Hello, everybody. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz, wishing everybody an amazing Thursday. It is Thursday of some sort of date. Oh, it's May 1st. May 1st. Can you believe that? How time goes. So, topic of the day. How lazy are you? How lazy am I? How lazy is everybody? From going point A to point B. Does anybody walk anymore, by the way? I'm just kind of curious. You know, I'm walking down the freaking street, right? And you know, when I was a kid, I had those scooters and used to use one leg. Oh, just for instance, like a skateboard, right? So using a skateboard and no big deal. Or you got one of those scooters and you go with the leg and then you glide a bit, then you go with the leg and you glide a bit. It's freaking motorized now. They're going like 15 miles an hour down the road. Are they out of their freaking mind? Then you got these dudes that are dressed in helmets, everything, this big fat effing wheel. And they're like teeter-tottering in and out of traffic, sidewalks. People have to jump out of the way. It's almost like a Little Rascals episode. Are you really serious right now? You can't go from point A to point B without getting on a freaking motorized object? Yeah, I drive to work. I'm not close enough to walk to work. It's insane that these guys are driving motorized scooters. Now let's talk about the bicycles. Hey, let's go bike riding. Guess what? They're self-propelled. Yeah, they have motors on them. You're really freaking bike riding seriously right now because you got a freaking motor on it. You're not bike riding. It's a little baby motorcycle. And you know where they're doing it? They're doing it on the sidewalk. They're doing it on the sidewalk. I have to get off the sidewalk with my dog so they can go and buzz by. You know what? Go on. If you want to be that freaking brave, then go on the freaking street. Okay? Don't go on the sidewalk. Sidewalk. Not side scooter. Not side motorized bike. It is a sidewalk. You have a bike lane. Use the freaking bike lane. Lazy bastard. I mean, lazy people, man. Lazy people. Let's speak about the lazy people. I'm one of them. In a way, okay? If I want to adjust my air conditioning, I think I talked about this in one of the other episodes, but if I want to adjust my air conditioning, guess what? I have a woman that does it for me. She's a robot. She's part of artificial intelligence, I guess you could say, but I tell her to lower the air conditioning. Well, you won't be able to say it, but if I say, "Hello, Alexa. Hello." Oh, it's National Hamburger Month, they just told me. That's pretty exciting, National Hamburger Month. But anyway, it's driving me crazy because I see it all the time. Every day. Even in downtown Stewart. They're buzzing up and down on these motorized scooters and these one-wheelers. Does anybody know what a regular skateboard is anymore? It's like insane that you can't walk. And did you ever see people standing in the store and they can't hold themselves up on their own power? They have to lean on something. They have to lean. Oh, I can't hold myself up. I got to sit down. I mean, you're talking about people in their 30s. Yeah, okay, that sounds old to some of you that might be listening, but not to me. Can you stand under your own power? I had one person actually standing like that and leaning on it, and the whole shelf collapsed because they could not stand under their own power. I want you to think about that for a minute. I'll be right back. And hello, everybody. We are back. So we were discussing the laziness of society. You know, it just does not have to do with the younger crowd. It does have to do with the older crowd as well. I mean, seriously, back in the day, you used to be able to walk the golf course. Now you make sure that you take the golf cart, right? You don't even walk the damn golf course anymore. Then you got the Uber Eats. You don't go get your food. You have the food come to you. Now, seriously, the girls that are in my store, they do Uber Eats. They'll call somebody and say, okay, have the food delivered to me. I'm like, really? Really? I mean, the food's coming to you? Okay, that's cool. I guess. And then you're talking about working at home. Let's talk about the working at home. Because you know what? That did not exist when I was a kid. You didn't work at home. And if you worked at home, that means you were a mom or a dad. But mostly mom. Because they can do it and we can't. Easily. So, seriously. So now you work at home. I say get your ass up, get dressed, brush your teeth, drive around the corner, pull back into your driveway, lock your car, pretend you're going to work. You're doing your freaking work in your pajamas. I mean, what is that? What have we become? A society of lazy people. It is so true. When I was a kid, back in the day, you had to get up to change the channel for the TV. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. No, sirree, you don't have to do that. You can just tell the channel. Oh, mind you, you don't have to push the button of the channel that you want. You're just talking to the remote. So they made it to the point where you don't even have to push the freaking button. All you have to do is just Netflix. Okay, it comes on. When the movie's over, oh my God, did you miss something? Back it up. You can back it up. Seriously, thank you very much. So you can back up the video. You want to pause it? Yeah. I'm surprised that somebody doesn't bring a urinal with them so they can just pee right on the couch while they're watching the movie. But you can pause it. You can go ahead and pause it. We were watching some news thing because that's what you do now because it's entertainment. I don't think it's news. Like I said before, it's an opinion thing. But anyway, we were watching that and we said, okay, let's record it. Let's record it. We're going to have to go out and walk the dog or something. Now, I was surprised we don't put the dog in a cart. We're going to go there in a minute and walk the dog that way. So where we live, we see people on the sidewalk walking their dog. Now, here in Florida, I don't know where you guys are, but here in Florida, when you see a baby carriage, don't expect to see a baby in it. It's a dog. The dog's inside the baby carriage. When I see a baby inside the baby carriage, I say, oh my God, it's an actual baby. And then they chuckle because they know what I'm talking about. Because honestly, the dog can't walk on its own. You don't want to do that to the dog, right? I mean, legitimately, the dog can walk on its own, but the owner doesn't think it's fair to do so. You hop right inside that little baby carriage there, and we'll just make sure. How healthy is that for the dog? I don't do that, by the way. I'm not guilty of that. So there's a few I am guilty of, but it's not one of them. Okay, so we're talking. You don't even have to get up to change the channel anymore. You don't have to get up to put the blinds down. You just have to go like that or tell Alexa to lower the blinds. You don't have to get up to do the air conditioning. Nope. No, Siri. You just sit right down there and you talk to a little robot. Oh, speaking of the robot, yeah, let's talk about that because I said to Jeannie the other day, I said, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and just press the button and have the robot vacuum the house? We did. It took an entire map of our house. Our house isn't all that big, but it took a map of the house, and I can alleviate some parts of the house that I don't want the vacuum to go into that day if I want to, but I can do it at home. I can do it at work. It's insane. It really is. We are a society of lazy people. There are many exceptions, yes, but on a whole, from Gen Z all the way to me, baby boomer, we've become lazy. We've become wasteful. We waste food like no other country. We waste food. We just throw it out. Why do we throw it out? Not allowed to give it to anybody. Department of Health won't let you do that. No, can't do that. And now all of a sudden, Robert Kennedy is actually eliminating all those dyes that were harmful for all those years. With that, I'll talk about that when I get right back. Lazy bastard. Lazy people, man. Lazy people. Let's speak about the lazy people. I'm one of them. In a way. Okay? If I want to adjust my air conditioning, I think I talked about this in one of the other episodes, but if I want to adjust my air conditioning, guess what? I have a woman that does it for me. She's a robot. She's part of artificial intelligence, I guess you could say. But I tell her to lower the air conditioning. Well, you won't be able to say it, but if I say, "Hello, Alexa. Hello." Oh, it's National Hamburger Month, they just told me. That's pretty exciting, National Hamburger Month. But anyway, it's driving me crazy because I see it all the time, every day, even in downtown Stewart. They're buzzing up and down on these motorized scooters and these one-wheelers. Does anybody know what a regular skateboard is anymore? It's like insane that you can't walk. And did you ever see people standing in the store and they can't hold themselves up on their own power? They have to lean on something. They have to lean. Oh, I can't hold myself up. I got to sit down. You're talking about people in their 30s. Yeah, okay, that sounds old to some of you that might be listening, but not to me. Can you stand under your own power? I had one person actually standing like that and leaning on it, and the whole shelf collapsed because they could not stand under their own power. I want you to think about that for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So I'm going to go on to another subject as the social media mobilizing nationwide, the protests, the things like that. So everything is instantaneously. So if something happens, even if there's a plane crash in like freaking Egypt, we find out within a minute. If there is wildfire somewhere, we find out in a minute. We don't have to wait for news. We just find out right away. What you should do is you should try to gauge how long you stay on social media every day. Oh, wait a minute. You don't even need to do that. Guess what? Your phone does it for you. It actually tells you, hey, you spent 5 hours and 53 minutes on social media today, which is 5 hours and 20 minutes more than you did last week, or whatever. That's what they do. It tells you how long you've been on there. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hey, thanks for telling me how I am. Really? Like I have nothing better to do than to be on social media. Well, you know what? I have lots to do. But you get caught up in this. You get caught up on the whole, okay, just garbage, nonsense garbage that people find to be insanely interesting. I have no idea why. The psychological effects it has on people today on social media, just the news alone, you get so caught up in it, you get so entangled in it. You're yelling at the TV, you're throwing a shoe at the TV. But if you throw a shoe at the TV, you better have a robot to pick up the shoe to give it back to you, because you're not going to go off the couch. No, sir. I'm going to get one of those urinals that I can just pee right on the couch while I'm watching TV, so I don't even have to get up. It's a lot easier that way. I really do need a robot to cook for me. According to Elon Musk, by the way, within the next 5 years, there will be a robot in people's homes. And it'll be doing all sorts of things for you. I guess I'm assuming your laundry. I'm assuming your cooking. Right now I have a robot that vacuums the house. So, like, it's kind of strange that he's talking about that. He does really some good things too. He's got chips that go inside people's brains that all they have to do is think, and the actual cursors on the computer will move. These are the people who are paraplegics and cannot move in any way, shape, or form, and they are now able to communicate. There are lots of positives to this. But seriously, right now, I mean, how much exercise does your average human do now? Americans are inherently obese these days. We eat too much. We throw too much food away. We self-sabotage ourselves. We're sort of arrogant. We're sort of like, okay, we take things for granted, this free country. And mind you, I love the country. I think it's an amazing country. I think we are the best country. But God, can't we actually do anything on our own anymore? You know, when I was a kid, there were no computers, as everybody knows. There were no cell phones. I remember the time when I was working at a Good Samaritan hospital in West Islip Island, New York. And I was on call, right? So I worked in the dietary department. And I was on call. I found a way, because we had a house phone. Grasp that concept. A house phone. The majority of the people do not have house phones anymore. The people that do have house phones right now are pretty old. But anyway, the house phone. I took a little tiny piece of paper and I folded it up and I put it underneath the little thing that you hang up the phone on. And it was just at the point where the phone wouldn't ring because it was off the hook, but nobody would know it was off the hook. And then when they go lift up to make a phone call, that little piece of paper falls out. They don't even see the piece of paper. So my mom and dad didn't know, because I didn't want them to call me to go into work. I wanted to go out and hang out. That's what I wanted to do. So I actually did that. So I guess in my way, that was a tad bit of laziness as well. Without a doubt. I touched base a little bit on the driverless cars now. The person does not have to be in the car. Like, I guess, like, so I'm going to get in the car with Jeannie. We're going to get into the back seat. There's nobody driving the car. There's nobody driving the car. And you go, oh, I'd like you to take us to so-and-so. We've paid with the credit card, and the car is just going to go. It's going to go. And as I mentioned a couple of days ago, by the way, when I get pulled over, or when the car gets pulled over, who gets the ticket? Like, I guess me. I'm the only human in the car. I really find it to be laziness at its finest. I happened to be watching Fox News this morning. We watched CNN as well, but we watched Fox News. And one of the hosts on Fox News is now not going to be working in the studio. He's going to be working at home. He doesn't have to get up at 3 a.m. anymore to get to Manhattan. Nope. No, sirree. He gets to wake up, and then he can just have pajama pants on and a suit on top and just be a host right there. Sort of semi-retirement in a way. Maybe that's what I'll do with this podcast. I'll just sit home and gripe about the stuff that I see, the laziness that I see, the craziness that I see. It's totally insane. When you want to go shopping, let's talk about Amazon. If I want anything, now I'm talking about anything, you just go on Amazon. You can get it the next day. You can get it the next day. I'm surprised that you can't go on Amazon and say, I want a new heart. It has to be delivered tomorrow. If you're an Amazon Prime member, the shipping may be free, by the way. That would be pretty cool. But you can buy kayaks, you can buy cars. There's these cars now that you can buy, and they're almost like a vending machine. And you pick the car, and it twirls around and everything, and then the car comes out, and you drive it. Like, what the hell is that? Whatever happened to going to a car lot and talking to a dude and him trying to get the most money out of you? Not that I like that, but I mean, that's just the way things used to be. But now, no. You don't have to do that. Car will come to you and probably drive itself there. I don't know. You have some of the millennials now. I don't even know if they cook, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if Kaylee cooks. I mean, I know she works here. I don't know if she cooks. Kaylee, do you cook? Sometimes she says. Well, with the days that you don't cook, who cooks for you? So, somebody else. Is that Uber Eats people? I see. So, I've never, ever used an Uber Eats. I have never, ever used. Now, back in the day, in my 30s or my 40s, we had a pizza delivered. But the pizza dude worked for the pizza place. So, his agenda was to make sure you got a good pizza in the right amount of time. Now you have to apparently pay Uber Eats over your phone. Is that right, Kaylee? And they drop it off to you. I think it's the same thing with Uber rides, like instead of a taxi. I don't know if taxis exist anymore, to be honest with you. I don't think they exist, but if they do, maybe they exist in Manhattan or something. They don't seem to be existing anywhere around here. I don't think I've seen a real taxi in a very long time. But I'm also sheltered. I don't go out much, so here's the people that are driving by the beach, like where we live, right? They're not walking to the beach. They're in golf carts, motorized golf carts that are walking to the beach. And they're riding on the sidewalk. They're not even walking. So apparently they think that these things are healthy for them. I don't know. Bless you. Somebody was outside sneezing. I can hear it from here. So I guess that's all I have for the bitching of today. But seriously, I want you to stop and think about it. How much do you do compared to what you used to do 20 or 30 years ago? Do you ride a bike, or is it now motorized? Do you order things to be delivered instead of going out shopping? So all these little tiny stores here now seem to be crumbling. And you know what? I'm guilty of it sometimes too. I'll order something from Amazon if I need it right away. But how many people are guilty of all these easy access things that are immediate? Everything needs to be immediate. I don't think it's healthy, to tell you the truth. But my topic will not be about that later. You guys have a blessed day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.